Mbak Umi, welcome back again.
Halo Mbak Hanis,
Hello. How's the break?
it was good.
Yeah, fine. We're still
Thank
waiting for
you.
another Miss Linda, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah,
Or
yeah.
other adjudicators. Okay.
Miss Linda, we will wait for her. Maybe
Okay,
she's
it's
coming
still
today.
it's still
Mm.
like 153. So we still have like 7 minutes left to start the session this afternoon.
Okay, sure. Thank you. I'll try to reach Miss Linda first.
All right then. Thank you, Miss Umi.
No worries.
Is Surabaya Teams already here in this room, in this meeting room, or not yet? I guess they are not here yet, right? Sorry for Yogyakarta Teams. Maybe you can just put off the background for this match this afternoon because previously we don't have any background. We didn't put any background on because it might, yeah, and might as well. Yes, exactly. Right, it's perfect now. So we can see the POI paper when it's will be using during the match. Just keep it that way. Thank you. Yes, correct.
Oh, bismillah. Bisa. Oh, bisa semua ya? Iya.
Welcome back, Mrs. Linda and also Mrs. Lily. Welcome back again to another session of our debate competition, Iatca debate competition. And welcome for Iatca Surabaya teams. So we'll be starting the match in like 2 minutes.
Hanis, can you hear me?
Very clear, Miss Linda.
Hello?
It's all good, very clear, crystal clear, ma'am.
Oh, yes, sorry. I'm using my smartphone because they're visible.
Yeah, no worries,
I'll
ma'am.
try to change.
Can you hear me as well? Can you hear me clear?
Reading for
All right.
Miss.
Okay, perfect. For Surabaya's team, can you hear me?
Excuse me, Miss Moderator. You are audible. How about us?
Crystal clear, sir. Thank you so much. Perfect.
Hmm.
Okay, everyone, I think we can start our session today. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, esteemed educators, debaters, and our wonderful audience from YouTube Live, welcome back, and I hope you all had a refreshing break. We are delighted to see you reassemble with the same enthusiasm and spirit that drives our debate competition today. And before we proceed with the next round, I would like to take a moment to introduce our two distinguished adjudicators who will be lending their expertise to today's competition. Firstly, we have Miss Umi. Miss Umi holds a bachelor's degree in communication science from the Universitas Terbuka. She has been an active member of various organizations, both national and international, including Iatca and Iatca, for nearly a decade, and taking on various significant roles. Miss Umi has also been an adjudicator for previous Iatca English debate on 2022, and earning a reputation for her fairness and keen analytical skills. Her insightful feedback and deep understanding of argumentation are invaluable to our competition. And next, we are honored to introduce Miss Linda. Miss Linda brings with her a wealth of experience in the field of aviation and debate. She has a master's degree in human resource management from Universitas Terbuka and has served as a national coordinator and facilitator for the Speak English program of Iatca. And her commitment to nurturing our fellow debaters and her expertise in communication are invaluable as well to our competition. We are incredibly fortunate to have both Ms. Umi and Mrs. Linda with us today, and their presence ensures a high standard of education and provides an excellent learning opportunity for all the participants here. I would like also to introduce the teams that compete today from DPC Yogyakarta, which is consisting of Mr. Gusti Putu Andika, Mr. Nyoman Diki, and Mrs. Digema Aulia. And also from the DPC Surabaya team, consisting of Mr. Bimo Bayu, Miss Franti, and also Mrs. Hatin. So before we commence, allow me to remind everyone of the rules that might be explained during the technical meeting yesterday, but allow me to remind again. First, participants are prohibited from making personal attacks against other participants, and participants are prohibited from using offensive language or making derogatory remarks about ethnicity, religion, race, LGBT, and pornography. Members of the debate team can give signals to the speaker presenting their arguments as long as this does not interfere with the progress of the debate. Speakers are prohibited from communicating verbally with other speakers who are presenting arguments. Participants are prohibited from using any kind of gadgets, but paper and notes are permitted. And adhere to the timing and duration of the debate as per the terms and condition. And if there are audio or video problems during the debate, please raise your hand immediately and fill out the chat column in the Zoom meeting. So the timer will begin when the first speaker starts their speech. Speech duration as follows. For the substantive speech will be given 7 minutes and 20 seconds. And for the reply speech will be given 4 minutes for all rounds. Time signals will be given in this manner. For example, at the start of the 2nd minute, opposing party can mark POI, point of information, with the sign of the green screen. The green screen will be pop up on your screen. And then at the end of the 6th minute, point of information time ends. You cannot ask for another POI, and it will be presented by yellow screen. And also at the end of the 7th minute, the speaker conclude their speech, the screen will be turning red. And screens will be displayed via the timekeeper Zoom account. So following this, we will determine which team will be on the government side of the house and which will be on the opposition by spinning the wheel. So I would like to ask for the host to help me, to assist me in spinning the wheel, please, to determine which team on which side. All right. So we have 2 teams right now, Yogyakarta and Surabaya. Please spin the wheel. Okay, 1 second. Okay. Okay, so Yogyakarta will be the government side of the house, and team Surabaya team will be the opposition of the house for today's match. And I would also to remind for all of you who watch this debate competition online through YouTube, you can chat your comments to support your colleagues or your friends, and the best comment will be picked by our team to get a door prize from the committee. So without further ado, let's begin the next round of our debate competition, and best of luck to all the debaters. First speaker from the government side of the house, the time is yours.
Thank you. Please have this as moderator. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, the Honorable Adjudicators, Ms. Umi and Ms. Linda, the Honorable Moderator, Ms. Hanis, my fellow debater, and also my Iatca friends here. As government side, we give you an imagination that ethnicity plays a pivotal role in providing instruction regarding altitude changes, flight route, speed adjustment, and any necessary changes or deviation for aircraft, aka 5 objectives of air traffic control services. And a lot of errors that do occur stem for human mistakes in attention, judgment, and communication by personnel and their supervisors. We know that human is created at the first time they were created with the limitation. And would you take the chance knowing that it would affect millions of lives flying in the sky? I don't think so. Therefore, as the government side of the house, we envision a world where the ATC system will be operated autonomously by artificial intelligence, especially in all major airports across Indonesia. How are we going to do it? No, I have a lot to say, sorry. We will conduct an open tender for tech companies specialized in artificial intelligence and well first in creating autonomous system. The second one, the development process of the system protocols will be strictly supervised in collaboration with all units to make sure the system is universally acceptable, mirroring the current work process across units. Third, the vendor will be subjected to a managed service scheme, so they are responsible for keeping the system up to date, doing preventive and corrective maintenance, as well as making changes accordingly. Then there would be a special task force within APC created solely to help all personnel learn the new system by handing out complete guidebooks, training, etc. And the funding for this subject will be openly discussed with relating ministry, aka finance, so that we ensure there are no budget constraints or shortcomings in this project of automating ATC system. Moving to my first argument, by default, why do we need an automated system for ATC? Because machines have no rest time and would function only as flawlessly as they are coding. Let's take a look at humans. They have physiological and psychological needs that cannot be ignored. Let's say they need to eat, rest, pray, or maybe they've gone through bad days and other disturbances around them that directly reduce their performance. Okay, go ahead for the POI.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Gemma, for the first instruments as the cross motion.
Sorry, your voice is
Am
too
I
small,
audible?
so I'm here.
Am I audible? Am I
It's
audible?
not, wait.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Ms. Gemma, for the first arguments. I want to emphasize that you always take the artificial intelligences. Would you describe or define what is the differences between the artificial intelligences and what is the differences with the automation? Please talk to us.
Okay, I will deliver to you that autonomous itself, according to the reference, that autonomous is self-drive system, that it will work without human touch in a lot of time and a lot of sites. Autonomous in this time we already do autonomous as traditional artificial intelligence right in our ATC system right now, as when we are doing the flight planning and the processing data from the flight planning, so that the data could be shown on our display. It's exactly, let me continue my speech and why this is important. I give you another example that automotive industries, it is one of the most highly automated industry in this world. The factory, like a robot, can assemble vehicle and weld the metal pieces together. Some automotive manufacturers may also use robot. And why is it important? Exactly because they want to avoid faulty parts that risking the failures by that can lead to fatality, can crash that leads to massive death, just like our line of works at ATC, the depth of the impact in case of failure as interval. Go ahead.
Okay, thank you for your description, and I want to show you based on our data, depends on our resource from the international journals.
Sorry, miss, I cannot hear.
Okay, sorry, am I audible?
Not too much.
Okay, the differences, the most difference thing between the automation and the artificial intelligences is automation is the baseline that can be developed as the artificial intelligences. In the air traffic controllers, I'm sorry that I think what you explained to us is out of the topics we taught in the air traffic controllers, but you told us in the manufacturer. We are so disagree with it. And as we know that artificial intelligences is help for making until the decision, but for the automation only help for the processing data or calculate. That's the difference. So the
It's different
automation is the
actually.
baseline and artificial intelligence is the final examination.
All right, everyone. The time is up for the government side of the house to shows their arguments, to present their arguments, and then moving on to the first speaker of the opposition side of the house. The time is yours. And I would like to remind you guys, everyone, you have only 7 minutes and 20 seconds. So pay attention to the timekeeper that pop up on your screen. So after 6 minutes, you cannot receive or give any POI. Okay, first speaker of the opposition side of the house, time is yours now. Oh,
Excuse me, am I audible now? Ms. Moderator and government team, am I audible now?
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
My name is Bayumurti. I am
Bayumurti,
from
speaker
opposite side of this mandate. From your explanation that your house wants to mandate the use of autonomous air traffic control system in major airports, from what I heard and I learned, is have a lots of flaws. For example, you mentioned that machine don't need to rest. It's quite wrong. Machine needs a maintenance. They need maintenance. When they broke up, they need spare parts. And when they need the spare parts, we need to order, or if we don't have any spare part, we need to order. We need to buy, or maybe we need to make a pre-order before the machine is fully functional. That's one. And then I would like to mention about my argument that you mentioned that human human is fallible. They need they have lots of skill degradation. Yes, in my opinion, we argue that with lots of system to assist us in controlling air traffic, it will reduce our roles from decision maker to a mere supervisor. A small example is we have now we have PBN, SID, and stars. If we, without any further instruction, the aircraft will follow the pattern, and they will arrive to their destination without any collision or without any conflict. Yeah, and then human skill degradation. With lots of system to back us up, we become complacent and then dependent to the system. Especially what if the system is failed? What if the system is failed? We need time to react on how we solve about the failure itself. And then it's a fact that every human have their own way to react and mitigate the system. Wait, not yet. And we cannot, and machine is uniform. They're all the same, but human is not. That's why we don't agree. Next, with a different machine and automation and systems, it also needs a more specialized training for the human itself, more trainings and courses to refresh to ensure that the human resources, they are still in a top condition to operate the machine and to ensure that his or her human machine interface or interaction is on a good form. Okay. With the training itself, with the training and the maintenance and then the spare part, it also needs a it also needs a lot of investment, considerable amount of investment. You mentioned the fund. Yes, the fund, time, manpower, and also the training itself. And we believe that investment for automation cannot be done in a short or medium term. It need to be done in a long term. Okay, you may proceed with your POI.
For Jogja team, you can shoot your POI to the opponent. Could you please unmute the microphone because it's still muted, so we cannot hear any. Okay, cool.
Thank you. I already said that the problem itself stem by human, like what you said. That means that human itself has many factors that could be decrease their performances, so it needs another tools to help them make a decision more accurate. And I will say that the autonomous help us help human aka ATC during their work in the things that that has a format, and it really helps for ATC in major aircraft. We debate this motion in major aircraft, which we know that major aircraft has a lot of number of traffic and a very variety traffic, so that autonomous will be surely help the ATC.
Is this enough?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. From my sources, a journal, we also learned that if a machine automation itself faced with the increasing amount of traffic, it also resulted in the degradation of the system. So the system also needs a safety. So the system also vulnerable, and because of that vulnerability itself, the system also needs a safety assessment. In Indonesia, we use a KP 103 in DGCA, MOS 171 Part 2.
Okay, you can continue your speech.
Yes, and that's okay. Are you
Is there
satisfied
anything
with
else
my
you need?
answer?
There's no time for a response for the other team, sir. You can continue your points.
Okay.
Only have like 20 seconds left.
Okay. I just want to mention that different machine also needs a different machine with different airports. Sometimes it's not integrated perfectly, so that they're not going to operate perfectly. That's all from the first speakers, ma'am. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for the first speaker of the opposition side of the house. Next, we move on to the second speaker of the affirmative side of the house. Time is yours.
I make it clear for autonomous AI system solution that can operate and process data without human interaction and over the site. This is also avoid about psychological from the ATC. And I will give you another arguments while holding practical benefits when having using the ATC system with AI. Three things that we want to highlight: the efficiency, safety, and integration that the use autonomous system or AI could possibly reduce the load of communication. Example, AIDC, that's our work between Yogyakarta, Surabaya, and Yogyakarta with Ujung Pandang, and update checking a slot time that we can could process unpredictably with big data and crunch it into the give insight or recommendation. Not to mention automatic data on update on e-flat plan or ESD data. Standby. And also imagine the average monthly for salary if ATC personnel is 20 million times. How many the shift times and how many airports? This would be definitely save the cost and can repose to do other things that we more important, such as the training about the employee, the maintenance about the system for the upgrade the cost. And also I quote from the NGO media, the conversation, testimony by US Senate on the November 9th, 2023 about airport safety. FAA Chief of Operating Officer Timothy Ariel. That system help alert controller to potential conflict between aircraft or and the close to the ground and provide the suggestion controller to sequence aircraft into the smooth traffic flow. I say for the traffic flows in the other words. Yes, go for POI.
Anyone wants POI?
Go ahead for POI. Yes.
Am I audible right now?
Yes, you are audible.
Okay, thank you. I will comment it about your statement about you say that ADC is a AI, but in my journal and article that I read, ADC is not AI. ADC is a part of automation ATC system because still need human for operating the ADC. And for cost of investment cost of investment is contrast. It's not on your side. Thank you.
Okay, let me answer. For the AADC, I mean, it's include the AI, but it consists for traditional AI. I mean, that AI, traditional AI, it's which still need human roles or human touch in order to complete tasks or name it for AI running.
Okay.
It's a different with autonomous.
Okay. Can we continue with our POI?
Yes.
I think for your second speaker has different definition with the first speaker. The first speaker gave definition about the automation, but for the second speaker gave us definition of the AI. And according to our journals, our IQ documents, there is no traditional AI. We just mentioned it as automation or artificial intelligences. And as we resummarize from our sum of resources that automation still need for the human involved in that medium. So this automation, the ADC that you mentioned before is totally the automation. It's not traditional artificial intelligence. It depends on our resources.
So let me make it
Sorry,
clear.
Sorry, ma'am, you cannot add up your points. It's the time for the second speaker to build up the arguments and to do the rebuttals. You can continue. Still have like 1 minute and 43 seconds.
Ma'am, we have another POI, and the second speaker told us about the physiological that interrupted because of the automation. Actually, we proved that the physiological is on contrast side or in our cons motion, because as mentioned by our first speaker, that whenever there are so many traffic and we have to monitor each traffic, even though with machine assist, it made our physiological or mental will be also be done and affected.
Second speaker of the government side of the house, you may continue your point.
Show us safety
Excuse me, ma'am. Sorry, for the opposition team, you cannot add more POI or any comments. It's not their time to add up the arguments and give a conclusion for us.
Okay. In my conclusion about traditional EI is about for the ATC system. For the autonomous is completely only by complete by the machine, not conducted by human roles.
From Yogyakarta team, is there anything else you want to add up? Because the time is up. Okay, thank you for the second speaker of the government side of the house. I would like to remind for the live audience on YouTube what we're discussing, what we're debating today. The issue is about this house would mandate the use of autonomous air traffic control systems in all major airports. And then next for the second speaker of the opposition team. The time is yours.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Hanis, as the moderator. And I will first make sum up from the second speaker from the opponent state that he said about the human. It means is the real definition of artificial intelligences. And then talked about the physiological of air traffic controllers, some benefits and safety parameter. The opponents didn't show or didn't deliver to us what is the parameter safety, and also mentioned about the aerial. Aerial is a further of the automation, or we also concluded that aerial is kind of the artificial intelligences. And for the sequencing, as the APRM at the Asia Pacific Regional Meeting 2020 last year, also there is a keynote speaker who told us about the sequence. But the sequence within the automation is only for the arriving, not a seat for the departure and arrival traffic. And continue with my arguments. There are some arguments of me as the contrast. The first is whenever we talk about the automation in Indonesia, for example, there are some major airports that using different ATC system. It caused that a longer time for each personnel who migrated from different airports with different ATC system take a longer time to adapt. And observe, and of course, it will make the applicability of the ATC system is not optimized because there are still some troubles whenever integrated from one airport with another airport in different majority. In different ATC system. And the second is with the automation or the autonomous will be might to reduce needed of air traffic controllers as the human resources. As delivered in the APRM keynote speaker in the last year, one of the speaker delivered to us that later on air traffic controllers is not mentioned as air traffic controllers, but substitute with the air traffic managers. What is the air traffic managers? In the later on, whenever automation is larger developed and became an AI, artificial intelligence, so the air traffic managers just only have a task to monitor the flow of the traffic in some screens. So it's like combining three of the tasks of the air traffic controllers in nowadays for the air traffic controllers, assistants, and supervisor, combining in a person only as the air traffic managers. And the result is supply and demand are not balancing. We talk about the supply as the user of the equipment with the technician as the demand is not balancing. It depends on my interview and also search from some data. There's still not a clear regulations. If there's an ATC system, how many technicians that should be provided? At least only one. But I just imagine if the one only technician is on the annual leave or have to do another jobs and there is a degradation of AT system, what can we do? It will cause a larger of delay between aircrafts. And then the last is no further research publication in our country that we get some publication researchers in international scope. Also in our stakeholders, there is also no researchers that show us to protect the user of the automation air traffic control system. As we know, this is a machine. So the machine is very vulnerable, as spoken by our first speaker, vulnerable with the degradation, with the damage, and it might injure the operator of the air traffic controllers. And as mentioned with, not at this time, ma'am, because as mentioned with my first speaker, we also agree that the investment of the automation will increase the cost of our company, of the stakeholders company. That with your POI. Sorry, it's not
Say
audible
that
yet.
human,
Ma'am, could you please unmute? Okay.
ma'am, that human itself is a lot of limits, and human cannot be as accurate as an autonomous. We have to we know that autonomous is restless, and also it has a big data resources, and that they don't have any psychological sites, so that accurate stuff we can get by in autonomous, and by with human, I already told you that our government on our side will provide guidelines and also training, and if there is only a degradation, our government is already provide STMGP or contingency plan. We know as STMGP level 1 and 2.
Okay, thank you for your POI. I understand with the contingency level 1 and level 2 for raising up the level up to flight level 280, we are understanding. I never thought about this current situation. I thought about the regulations from our safety culture. How if there is a damage from the machine equipments that impact to the user or the air traffic controllers? There's still not any regulations to regulate it, and also there are no further researchers, no further publication. I already informed to our we already searched it and try to summarize from the international journals, from the IQ documents. There is no proof that with the automation the safety is rising. It is only an expectation actually. And yes, for the maintenance, and you said before that human has limitation. Yes, of course, human has limitation. So whenever there is a new equipment, they need new training and higher costs.
Now you can give us the conclusion, ma'am. You have like 20 seconds left. Is there anything you
From
need?
the conclusion, I agree with my first speaker that the automation increased the cost benefits of companies or stakeholders, and then I disagree with the government's motion.
Okay, time up. Okay, thank you for the second speaker of the opposition side of the house. sorry. Next, we move on to the third speaker of the affirmative side of the house. Time is yours.
Okay, thanks for the time. I will just a bit talk about my first speaker talk about what we talk to with the motion. We talk about autonomous. Autonomous is same maybe like AI who work the automatically without the human. It's different with our ATC system today. Our ATC system is now a bit like a traditional AI because the humans still need to touch the system. And then for speaker number two, opposition about the control inspiration and different ATC system, we know that the human can make a mistake. The fact is the almost collision and runway incursion in Indonesia is because the human error, not because the system. That's why we need to make the autonomous for range by system to make the more specific aspiration and more effective for the controlling the aircraft. And then for the different ATC system, for different ATC system, we can make the other rules for like today. Like today, we have a system and other don't have system. It's just running well because we make a local different ATC system. We can okay. Next to POI. Like today, we have a system and other don't have system. It's just running well.
Could you make it louder?
Am I audible now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. The third speaker of government mentioned that automation maybe the same with AI. Okay. Are you sure about that term? I mean, you sure about automation maybe an AI? We need a solid proof, not maybe, not a possibility.
Okay, that I said that the autonomous the ATC system who make the automatically did herself. That is different with the traditional AI who still need the touch by human. It's different. Our ATC system today is a traditional AI, but for the topic is about all the automatically without the human. That's why it's to be debate. And then as a government, of course, I agree to use the autonomous ATC system because that make us and make the aircraft can reduce spending for salary to make the more safety for the controlling aircraft and preventing from the subject okay maybe a study to pro of the autonomous in the ATC is not made but later we should to talk about the rules and even if the autonomous ATC system is not can be 100% into the ATC job, but it can use maybe about 50% or 40% for help the ATC job to make it easier. And of course, in this day with the good technology, we talk about Tesla or the autopilot. and then we should to adaptive the technology where we need to autonomous ATC system to make us for effective and more safety with our job.
Okay, thank you for explanation, but thank you for explanation, but still it's not answering my question. I mean, my question is, what is your defense about your terminology? You mentioned it's maybe. It seems that you're not sure about your explanation. Thank you.
Yogyakarta team, you have 1 minute and 20 seconds left.
Can you repeat the explanation? Can you repeat your answer?
Okay, excuse me. Within your explanation, you mentioned to us that automation is maybe similar with the AI, with the traditional AI. Sorry. So
No, I'm not.
mention what maybe.
Okay, I got it. I'm not saying
sure
that,
about your
maybe.
terminology.
I said that this technology, the autonomous ATC system, it will be the automatically all of our job. It's mean the human just to be monitoring, and so we not need to many ATC, and I not need to pay the more salary for the ATC. It can reduce the spending of INR for salary.
Okay, you still have 13 seconds. Is there anything you need to add up to your arguments and close your speech for Yogyakarta team?
Okay, so the autonomous ATC system is to break any human limitation.
Okay, the time is up now. And I would like to remind all the participants again, because I saw that some of you might use gadget during this match. I would like to remind that participants are prohibited from using any kind of gadgets. You just only permitted to use paper and notes. So I would like to prevent for all of you guys, because it will affect the points that you will get from the adjudicators. Okay, let's move on to the third speaker of the opposition side of the house. Time is yours.
Okay, am I audible right now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. First, I wanna before I speak up about my argument, I wanna talk about your statement. You said that human error is cause some collision in Indonesia, but you can show me the data. What about the parameter? You don't show me us. And you said you have the statement that Airnav Indonesia not have no issued some money for pay for training, but with ATC systems still need develop and maintenance. It's need cost too, and most money will be spent for this. So I have the argument why I contra with this motion. First, ATC system can increase probability of eliminating the necessary of ATC tasks. Such approach procedural while surveillance fail. This is happened in some major airports in Indonesia who has radar service like Juanda, Makassar, and Jakarta. Sometimes when radar or surveillance fail, we have no procedure for approach procedural. So it become a hazardous things that ATC didn't know what to do. And there is a slow response and no efficiency and impact to excellent service. No, thanks. And manual strip marking surveillance degradation might be happen without expected, and electronic strips vulnerable to print each strip. And second, ATC system might cause another damage because each controller has different responses time or adapt with the sudden malfunction that happen in ATC system. It pre-caused by overconfident with the system. Response time is the time required to respond to unexpected failure situation and to possibly interference with manual control system. Developer should ensure that ATC enough time to react and think of ways to decrease recovery response time. And based to our journal, system developer should ensure that at ATC enough time to react and think of ways to decrease recovery response time. Once again, individual differences are stressed. Importance of teamwork should not be neglected, and each team member should know their role when failure occurs. And training of manual skills should be properly included in ATC work hour to prevent skill delay. No, ma'am. And then ATC system can be having a different trust impact to the mental of controller. So indirectly affected the process to make decision. No, and then in ATC system, increasing of traffic density increase vulnerability of ATC system. When a failure occurs, it affects system safety depending on the vulnerability. If aircraft are close to each other, there is less time to react safely. Okay, go ahead.
First, you say when the degradation happens, how could an ATC controllers in a surveillance system could not handle in procedural techniques, while meanwhile in our procedure in tracking procedure, we as surveillance controller, we have to maintain both surveillance and procedural. And also, it's stated clearly in our standard operation procedure and our contingency plan. And secondly, I will deliver to you a proof that based on the result of a survey by Tao, Wenbing, and K in 2019, the number of incidents and accidents in ATC, it was found that the human factor is still ranked first as the main factor. Number of incident and accident related to human factor in ATC. The years by 1980 until 2019 show that ever improving graphic of incident and accident happen related by human factor.
Okay, I will comment about simulation. Yeah. Okay, when we simulate at a simulator, it's different when we face it at real world. There is be nervous. Okay, because we are to trust with ATC system. We are to trust with ATC system, and then when the ATC system break down, it make us feeling nervous and didn't know what to do. Mental stress effect.
There is no time for another POI. You can continue your speech, ma'am.
Can I?
No more POI, ma'am. You can continue your arguments and give us the conclusion.
Okay. Okay, my argument. If ATC is less scale and has slow situation awareness, the appropriate reaction to the situation is slower. Like I said before, when we have Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you for the third speaker of the opposition side of the House. Now we move on to the reply speaker from the opposition of the House to give their reply speech to conclude all the debates today's. And reply speaker, the time is yours. Okay, now the time is yours. You have 4 minutes from now. It's the reply speaker from the opposition side of the House, sir, from Surabaya.
Okay, am I audible now? Okay. This House of Opposition is still, we strongly oppose the government mandate to use autonomous traffic control system on major airports. We have many factors. For start with human skill degradation because of too complacent with the automation, and then too dependent to the system itself. And then next, it's a human role shift from a full decision maker to a ATC supervisory task only. And then with the different tools, different systems, different automation system, etc., it also need considerable investment from the stakeholder. For example, the investment is the procurement, and then the training, manpower, and funding. Those investment cannot be executed in a short time, and then we also need a considerable amount of money. For example, especially it's a quite sensitive topic, especially in these years where the world still recovering from the effect of COVID pandemic, where not just in ATS business, in most business they need to strap their budget efficiently. Next, for the manpower itself, the trainings also need a considerable amount of money, and then the time. It also means the loss of one more manpower to handle the traffic. So it's also quite a loss. Next, about the redundant systems. To ensure that the safety net still maintained, and automation also need a redundant, also need a different layer, more layer. More layer means more safety. If the system is redundant, means it's more cost for maintaining the system. Next, also, automation cannot completely change human roles, because maybe human has limitation on their psychology, physics, and etc. But a machine also have their own limitation. They need maintenance. They need a spare part when they broke up, and every day they use, they're also wear and tear problem. It also need a full attention from the stakeholder itself. Okay, and then with the various systems, sometimes sometimes they are interchangeable, sometimes they are not compatible with the other systems. So different systems may and may not function efficiently and in a full scale because of that, and because of the machine cannot function perfectly. We need to resort to the older method, which means more workload for the ATC. That something that he's supposed to do, something he's not supposed to do, but in the end he need to do that. Okay, that's from us, the speaker from opposition house. Thank you.
Okay, is that all, sir? You still have 20 seconds. Do you want to close your statements?
Yes, maybe just one short words that a machine will not replace human. They have different thinking capabilities. Even AI, even the concept of AGI, they cannot follow the human brain. Thank you.
Thank you for the reply speaker of the opposition side of the House. Now we move on to the reply speaker from the government side of the House. Time is yours.
Thank you, Ms. Moderator. And ladies and gentlemen, from the beginning and to the end of this debate, we can conclude that the benefits of using ATC system are more than the disadvantages itself, because an autonomous is more accurate, they are restless, and they can restore big data. ATC system are more helpful for ATC in carrying out their duties to achieve 5 objectives in the best possible way. And furthermore, the ATC system in all major airports is something important considering the many harm caused by human factors that already mentioned before. And even if a problem arises as mentioned by the opposition team, we can answer and provide solutions such as training and or guidelines and contingency plans, and also give you an example, like when we experience a natural disaster like what happened in Tuban earthquake, ATC couldn't handle their nervousness during it. And how could you ensure that that is better besides the autonomous? Why? How it's better to use autonomous? Because it will separate the aircraft automatically. And also we will make contingency plan, not omitting human rules here, but we will make a system or stated in our procedure that when something happens, when degradings happen, that human have to take roles to cover up the unpredictable or some things that have to cover up by human. We will make a suitable procedure there. And so as to consider the urgency and the problems that may arise, this house conclude that we need to mandate the usage of autonomous ATC system in all major airports. And this motion said that it will be used in major airports, which has a lot of number of flights and various number of flights and maximum airspace capacity, we let's say. And that's why if you explain about financial effect, then a maximum airspace capacity could only impact directly to our finance to improving it, right? So that we conclude that the mandate of usage in a system is needed in all major airports. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you for the Thank you for all the participants of Iatca English debate today. We've almost come to the end of the match. I'm thanking you for the participants who attend this meeting today. And also, before we request the adjudicators to deliberate on which team will be declared as the winner, let's first hear their comments on the performance and progression of this match. I would like to welcome our honorable adjudicators. Time is yours. Maybe we can start with Miss Linda.
Hello, can you hear me and see me clearly? Hello, Can you
Hello,
hear me
very
and see me
clear, ma'am.
clearly? Oh yeah, thank you so much. Congratulations to all participants because you have reached this stage and at least you did the best of your effort. And I'm so proud and happy to see your effort and your confidence. And as I began, because English is not our first language, so it would be okay if we made some mistakes. All of us still learning, and I have some overall comment related to your fluency. Most of the participants able to speak at length, even though some error you made because of the loss of fluency, loss of or lack of lexical resource, but at least, especially for the work-related topic, you can speak at length. I know that you are really know well related to our technical topic in aviation. And for me, particularly for Mas Bimo Banyu from Surabaya, you did great job. Your fluency and also you can speak spontaneously, and most of the participants' pronunciation is still need to improve. Particularly, I can't hear your voice of T on TH, and I suggest to all of you to learn directly from YouTube how to pronounce sound T and TH. So it would be better if you speak directly to foreigners. That's all for me. Good luck. Bye.
Thank you, Mrs. Linda, for the feedback. And move on to Miss Umi. The time is yours.
Okay, thank you so much for the chance. Good afternoon, everyone. Am I audible?
Loud and clear, ma'am.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you for both teams for their engaging and thoughtful contribution today. I am Umi, and I will provide feedback for the key elements of your debate performance today. So my comments will cover various aspects such as statements, relevance, structure, and overall presentation. So for the verse is a statement from the government team, which is I found quite strong because your opening statement was clear and set a solid foundation for your arguments. You define what is the debate is about, where are you going through. So you define it, but you didn't mention it at the first time that it's concisely only happened in Indonesia. Actually, you can have a large scale, for example, in Asia Pacific, or maybe in what region do you have, or in imaginary station that you have. So it's really depends on you, and that's the beneficial of being the government team actually. So good thing that you define it, and for that time you define it as Indonesia, and you effectively outline your position to describe why this house would mandate the use of autonomous ATC system in all major airports. And then going to the relevance of the subject matter that given by the governments, actually occasionally some points split off topic, ensure that each argument directly ties back to the main issue. So yeah, to make sure that we are still on the line that we are going through. And for the POI, I have uh, an eye on opposition team, because actually I hope that everybody will be concise and make your points are directly related to the current argument and avoid overly lengthy interruption. Actually, ideally for POI, we only have 30 seconds, not more than that. So we are not taking up other speakers' time to give their case building. That's why I saw for some of the time, and some speakers, they are running off their time, even don't have enough time to closing their own speech because of DPOI. So if you are running to the next round, please keep note on that. And the next is for the structure from the opposition team. I saw the strengths there because the structure of your presentation was logical with a clear flow from one argument to the next. But be careful always not to forget to strengthen your own side. Don't always focus on rebuttal the government side, but focus on building your own case. Why? This host mandates will not use the autonomous ATC system in all major airports. So get back to the root. And then for the appropriate use of the language of what team were good, because the language was formal. Sorry for disturbance of their car. And he said the language was formal and appropriate for the debate context. The pace of the team is quite keeping up. Sometimes it goes down, sometimes it's going better, sometimes it going stable. So the it will be the strengthness of you if you maintain a steady pace and keep the audience engaged to eagerly want to hear what idea you would like to bring to the table. And for the improvement, I would suggest you to avoid abrupt changes in speed and try to maintain a consistent rhythm throughout your delivery. And for the intonation, volume, and speech, your intonation varied effectively and your volume was clear. It's really felt when you are extremely excited to an idea, when you and somebody started giving you a POI, and it's also felt when the emotion goes down. So yeah, for the argument for the government team, I really want to see more specific example and data to strengthen your argument further. But good thing that at the end, at the round of reply speech, the concrete data were given to support by the reply speaker. And then for eye contact, both team try to make effective eye contact, which help in engaging with the audience. And for the closing summary, improvement just for all team, because it's quite pretty similar for both teams. Please aim for a more impactful closing statement to leave a lasting impression. In debate, we tend to avoid any kind of weak word like I guess, maybe, probably, perhaps. We should totally avoid that kind of words. We only use I strongly believe, I totally in this house, that this house, so this one, so do this one, or that, so not do this one. So yeah, that's all for me. Thank you for both teams for your insightful arguments and for making this debate engaging. Both sides presented strong cases and demonstrated notable skills in various aspects of debating. Keep honing the skills and continue to build your strength for future debates. Thank you and have a great day.
Thank you. Thank you to all the adjudicators for taking time to give us insightful and constructive feedback for us to do better in the next encounter. And now for the adjudicators, you may leave this room, the breakout room. And to all the participants, please stay in this room for about approximately 10 to 15 minutes to wait for the results of today's match. Okay. Okay, now adjudicators has already been on the break room. So I would like to announce about the top comments or best comments from the live audience on YouTube. Miss co-host, could you please share the screen? We would like to pick the winner of today's match. All right. Have we got the winner yet? It's still screen sharing. Okay. Okay, we're waiting. Thank you so much for all the audience on live YouTube streaming for engaging in this today's debate competition. Thank you for all the comments, for the reminder. I also got some feedback from the audience. I thank you so much for the attention given to us. And now it's time for us to give back to the audience. We would like to give some like door prize to appreciate your effort to be in this moments of debate. All right. Is it the winner? Hold on. Sorry for my co-host, the screen is still breaking. We cannot see any clear winner. Is it Agustina Wulandari and Gizhard? Yeah. Okay, we got two winners for today's comment of live YouTube streaming from Miss Agustina Wulandari. If opportunity doesn't knock, build a door. Go, go, Jogja. Okay, it's clearly from the Jogja's team supporter. And also from Gizhard. Mas Bim andalangnya wedang. Oh, tunjukkan griberismu Mas Bim. Fire, 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 Mas Bim. For those of you who wins the top comments for today's debate, please contact our committee, our representative, Miss Erlina. The phone number is already on the screen. You may take notes and contact them, or maybe you can send them a text afterwards. All right? Okay, cool. Yep. Thank you. Thank you so much. And now let's wait for the result of today's debate. We will have like 10 minutes from now, and we'll be playing some music. Thank you. All right, we're back with our honorable adjudicators. Apparently, they have been decided who will be the winner of today's match. So, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, esteemed participant and respected. I'm sorry, 1 second. All right, guys, I'm sorry for the mistake. We'll be waiting another minute to announce who's the winner for today's debate. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, esteemed participants and respected judges, thank you for all your patience. And after careful consideration of the arguments presented by both sides, our adjudicators have reached their decision. And now I'm pleased to announce that the winner of today's debate is given to the drum rolls, cons team, which is the opposition side of the house, Surabaya teams, with the average score of 75.7. And also for the Yogyakarta teams, which is government side of the house, they got 74.7 point from the adjudicators. Congratulations to both the two Surabaya teams for their outstanding performance. Your arguments were compelling and well articulated. And also to our runners-up, your efforts were equally commendable, and you have demonstrated exceptional talent and have much to be proud of. So let's give a round of applause to all our debaters for their hard work and dedication today. Well, congratulations once again, ladies and gentlemen. As we draw this debate competition to a close, I would like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to all those who have contributed to making it today a resounding success. But before we close this session today, let's put on ourselves on the camera, turn the camera on, because we have a photo session before we leave the room, right? Okay, 1 second. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Smile. Okay. Another shot, perhaps with different pose, maybe. All right. 1, 2, 3. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for attending today's debate. And before I close this meeting today, I would like to thank you for the adjudicators for their invaluable insights and for judgments, and your expertise and dedication have ensured that each debate was evaluated with the highest standards, providing us with constructive feedback and a learning experience that we will cherish. And to all the participants, I would like also thank for your hard work, passions, and your eloquence have been truly inspiring. You have engaged in thought-provoking discussion and demonstrated commendable debating skills. And to the organizing committee, thank you for your meticulous planning and tireless efforts behind the scenes, and your commitment to ensuring the smooth execution of this event has not gone unnoticed, and we appreciate all the hard work you have put in. And finally, to our wonderful audience online, thank you for your enthusiasm and support. Your presence and engagement have created an encouraging atmosphere for our debaters and making this event all the more special. Together, we have shared a day filled with intellectual rigor and passionate discourse and mutual respect. Let us carry forward the spirit of healthy debate and continue to engage in meaningful discussion in our everyday lives. Thank you once again to everyone involved. We look forward to seeing you at the next event, which is tomorrow.